In this video, I'm going to share with you the best cue I have found since starting playing disc golf and coaching disc golf yet. So this isn't something that I'm just coming up with and putting out a video on the spot. This is something I've been thinking about and toying with for weeks, a month, and I've talked to other coaches. I've given it to people and gotten feedback from it. I've had other coaches give it to their clients and get feedback on what changed. And I believe this is one of the best cues that you can use to fix your disc golf backhand. So let's get into it. What is the cue? The cue is basically get the disc inside of yourself. Okay. It sounds weird, but I think a lot of people have an incorrect mental model of the throw that's causing them and causing their body to do all these unwanted things that we always talk about in the backhand. Such as, right, lower back extension, right, shoulder retraction, elbow dropping, head going with the disc. Like all of these are things that generally people say, you shouldn't do a lot of these things. So by using this cue of getting the disc inside of yourself, right, we get rid of a lot of these issues in just one easy cue, right? By changing your mental model of the swing, right, your body is going to react by facilitating what you're telling it to do, okay? So how's it work? So basically, right, if you ever watch pro players, and I'll play some videos of pro players getting to, a deep pocket position here, you will see that they get to this position where the disc is just massively coiled inside of themselves, past their body, right? So there's just so much compression, pocket compression, that as the shoulders turn, they just get this crazy late acceleration rip out of the pocket, okay? How are we going to do this? So if I threw you a basketball, right, and told you, don't let anyone take this from you, right, what would you do? You got thrown a basketball, don't let anyone take it from you, right? You're going to put your arms around it, right? Keep it in close, get it inside of you, the center of you, protract your shoulders, get your elbows out, right? Here, we're bent over, our upper back is hunched over, we're in flexion, abs are on, all of these things right here. This is what we're doing to hold something inside of us and not let anyone get it away from us, okay? This is what I want you to think about in the disc golf backhand. I want you to think about getting the disc inside of you. Your area of influence is here, right? I want you to get the disc deep inside of that, okay? What is this going to do? Well, it's going to fix a lot of bad stuff that you're probably doing. So the mental model that most people have of the disc golf backhand, right, we've been taught in a lot of videos and a lot of drills, is out, in, out, right? Out, in, out, okay? The issue is, as soon as you start thinking of pushing the disc out, right, bad stuff starts to happen. You start retracting your shoulder, right? You start standing up. You start following the disc with your head, right? Out, in, out, right? We're not in a great position here. We're in a bad position. So by stopping yourself from thinking about the outward motion, right, we're going to fix a lot of the issues. The outward motion is always going to happen, okay? It's inevitable. If you get the disc curled up inside of yourself, you have momentum, you brace, right? The disc is going to fling out from you. There is nothing you can do to stop it, right? So trying to stop it, right, is just not going to work. It's still going to eject from you. You're not going to be throwing it outwards, okay? So we want to change our mental model from bring the disc in, throw the disc out, to just bring the disc in and just keep pulling it. Just get it deeper and farther forward forever, okay? And as our shoulders turn, it's just gonna fling out. And we're gonna continue fighting even after it starts arcing out. If you ever watch pros, right, you'll see as soon as they release the disc, boom, their hand just goes right, crazy fast. And you see a lot of them go, whew, right? Their arm basically flings behind them. That's because they're putting a ton of power into pulling the disc forward and toward them, right? Boom! And it breaks free as it arcs out. Stop thinking, throw the disc outward, and start thinking, get the disc deep inside of yourself, right? And never let it get away from you. Just rip it in and just keep it in The longer you can keep it in, right, the more energy you're going to store up, the more compressed this pocket's going to become. And when the arm does open, you're going to have just this crack of a whip, right, that allows, boom, all of the energy to go at once. And this is like the late acceleration kind of concept. So I want you guys to try this cue. Think about, right, keeping the disc inside of yourself, giving space so that you can get the disc deep in here, getting the disc forward and in, and then just continuing that, right? Continuing that as your shoulders open, so the disc just unravels and just cracks your hand open, okay? I think by changing your mental model of the throw, right, to just take out the out portion of the swing and just out, in as deep and far and forever, right? You're going to end up with this throw that arcs out, but you're still fighting, and you just, your hand rips off the disc and comes this way. I wanted to give you guys a specific drill to focus on to kind of help enact this change, okay? We've kind of got that we're changing what we're doing, right? We're not pulling in and then throwing out. We're just pulling in forever until the disc rips out, right? Which will be at, 10:30. Like, I think a lot of people think they need to hit at 10:30, but the disc is gonna come out if you just keep pulling, okay? So I wanted to give you guys a drill to kind of help you understand the concept and kind of maybe get the muscle memory down. So in a kind of default backhand, right, we start out, we come in, we throw out. This is like the Beto drill, right? We start here, we turn, and then throw outward. Push our hand out, hit at, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11, whatever you want to call it, right? So I like to think about that as an arc. So we're arcing in, then we're arcing out, right? So it's a curve like this, okay? I want you to think about basically the opposite, okay? A curve like this. So to do this, you can think about outward trajectory and then inside of ourselves. So we're basically pulling the disc along our chest line. We're folded forward, right? We're holding something close to us. We're coming in, and we're just getting the disc to here, in, and then it's going to come out, okay? So to help you kind of figure out how to do this, you can start by thinking about in, right? Surround the disc, out. So it looks like this. This is what a throw would look like with this drill, right? So it's out, in, okay? Do one more for you. That one was meh. So it's, okay, I'm pulling the disc in, and then I'm just continually pulling it toward me and onto the target line. Boom. And it comes out and fights me and comes out where it's supposed to come out, okay? So try that drill, try it both ways. Try the arc this way, see how it feels, see how fast it is, see how far it goes, and then try it this way. In, surround it, get it inside of me, then rotate, okay? If you watch those videos I put in of the pros, you can see they're all doing this, right? They're getting really deep, coiled wrists. They're almost trying to get the disc like inside their armpit is a cue that a lot of people use, right? Get the disc to armpit, right? It fixes elbow drop because you can't get the disc to your armpit by dropping your elbow. So by thinking the only thing that you want to do in the backhand is bring the disc here, deep into your armpit, right? Inside of yourself. My back shoulder all of a sudden starts coming in. I'm surrounding the disc. I'm getting it deep inside of myself, right? And I know that somebody's going to bring up off arm, right? Well, what happens if I bring my off arm in? You're going to see people who bring their off arm in really early, right, don't get as deep before the disc rips out. That's okay. It's the exact same concept, okay? They're just using more back and less front. So instead of getting super duper duper deep and far ahead, right, they're just creating more upper back tension with this backside. They don't get quite as deep, but it's the same concept. The disc is deep inside of them, and it's just upper back tension. Everything is linked together tension-wise. And they're just pulling forward and toward themselves, back onto the target line. Boom! Until the disc rips out of their hand. Okay? So I want you guys to go out and try this. I'm telling you, give it a week of just trying to change your mental model of the throw. And I think what you'll find is the way your body looks, the way your form changes is drastically more than what you think this little tiny cue, right? This little tiny mental shift of the throw would facilitate. Because just focusing on an external cue, like I just need to focus on getting the disc to my armpit, inside myself as deep as I can, keep pulling, never let the disc out, right? Your body changes so much to facilitate that, that you end up with just such better mechanics by only focusing on one simple thing. I'm going to try to answer every single question I get in the comments. If you are subscribed and you put a question on the comments, I will answer it 100%. This video only, I can't do that for every single video, but I really think that this concept is huge. And I think it's the best cue I've found. So I want to get a bunch of feedback. I want to get a bunch of questions. I want to kind of flesh it out so that, you know, maybe it becomes one of the better cues that other coaches use to kind of facilitate their clients getting better backhands. Thanks. And as always, peace.